Hello and happy Tuesday. My name is Wendy Lee from CreativeLeeYours.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US and here to have some crafty fun with you today. Yay! I love Tuesdays. It's always a great start to the week, right? All right, what do we have in store today? Today, we're going to make a super cute, adorable, however you want to describe it, little treat box. So I will show you that in just a moment. I'll give you a sneak. Cute. All right, we'll show you more in just a minute when we switch the camera over. Before we jump in too deep, I want to give you a couple of announcements. So March 1st. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's March already. So lots of great things happen as the month changes, right? So new promotions are in place. So we've got a couple that I'm super excited about. So one is the Waves of the Ocean product collection. So the Stamp and Die bundle. So this is like an early release from our next annual catalog that comes out in May. So the Stamp and Die bundle will carry over, but none of the consumable products will. So the designer paper, the blue foils, the Waves rhinestones, oh, and they are to die for. So you don't want to miss those. So you can order those now. And they started today. So next week, we'll be doing a little crafty with that suite of product. But I also wanted to let you know that the Makers Mojo team has combined efforts, and we are also hosting a stamp camp. It is an online class to go, basically, but it's a 12 project class. So we're collaborating on that, and registration is open. It's a short window for registration because I think that these products are going to sell pretty darn quickly. So if you want to get on that, you've got the information is on my website under my classes and events. We also have the Savings Are in Bloom promotion, which is awesome as well. So there you're going to save 20%, yes, on the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss. You guys seen it? So cute. It's so cute. I love it. So this is great. It's really wonderful for somebody that takes things on the go. Like, do you spend a lot of time waiting for your kids while they're at sporting events, practice, whatever? You could plop this in a bag and craft on the go, super easy. It's super lightweight. It works just as well as the large machine. It's just a smaller, compact version, and you can get it for 20% off, which is awesome. And then there are some select bundles from the annual catalog that are also an additional 20% off. So big savings there. They even brought back some of our favorite bundled items from previous catalogs and bundled them together for the promotion. So you've got all month to take advantage of that as well. So, all right. So today, what are we going to do? Today, we are going to focus on our super cute treat box, and we're featuring the Abstract Beauty collection. Let me go ahead and switch the camera over and let's get started. We'll play a little bit. There we go. Abstract Beauty. So the Abstract Beauty product suite is one that we are featuring as part of this month's All-Star Tutorial Bundle. So this is a free tutorial bundle that you can earn from me with a purchase. So when you order a minimum of $50 before shipping and tax from me in my online store, or I can help you place an order, you get the tutorial bundle for free. There are 12 fabulous presentations. This is a global collaboration from top demonstrators all over. So the projects are outstanding, typically in this collection. So if you've not gotten your hands on the All-Star Tutorial Bundle before, definitely don't miss it. There is a purchase option as well. Some of you may prefer to order from a different demonstrator that you work with. Maybe you are a demonstrator, or maybe you're not in the US. So you can also purchase the tutorials for $15 if you'd like. All right, so Abstract Beauty is the suite that we're featuring. So today we're going to pull out some of the Abstract Beauty specialty paper, and this is a 4x6 paper stock, and there's lots of great designs, right? So we'll be playing with a little bit of that, and then we're pulling in the Hello Beautiful stamp set and the beautiful dies to go along with it. Lots of fun stuff. So we're going to get started, and then let me bring that treat box back in so you can see what this looks like. Isn't that cute? I'm going to show you guys how to create this. and it holds a delicious candy. So I have a Ferrero Rocher in here. And then in the box, we've got Hello Beautiful. Wouldn't that make a fun little gift or treat? I think it would, right? All right, so let's see. I'm in the right place, it looks like. Good to see you guys. Awesome, 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 awesome. Glad to see you guys pop in, and I hope you enjoy this one today. So let's start with creating our box itself, and then we'll jump into some more details. So I'm gonna bring in my Simply Scored. You don't have to use your Simply Scored, but I like it. You guys know this, I'm sure. I like it when I'm doing multiple score lines. You know, if I'm going to just score one little thing or two, okay. But if I'm going to do a whole bunch of scoring, I prefer my Simply Scored. So that's what I brought in here. And I do have a cheat sheet with my measurements on it because this has quite a bit of scoring going on it to make this little 6-sided box, right? So you guys know, or if you don't know, I'll just remind you that I will put the complete supply list with the cut dimensions in the video description afterwards. So you'll probably have to hit see more to get it to expand to see the full information, and you'll have to scroll down. But I'll have everything you need. There'll be links in case you need to purchase anything. It'll take you right into my store. And then again, you'll have this complete supply list so you can cut and recreate this on your own. Maybe you already have the supplies, right? Or ready to just get started. Fun, fun, fun. All right, so my first piece here is 7 1/8 of an inch long. And I meant for it to be 1 3/4 wide, but it looks like I might have these at 1 7/8. I might be a little bit wide. So I'm going to score this first one at 1 1/8, 2 1/4, 3 3/8, 4 1/2, 5 5/8, and 6 3/4. All right. And then I'm going to rotate this and score it at 3/8 of an inch. Oh, I jumped off the path. Maybe you didn't see that. Right? So it's okay if I did that. No big deal. So that is going to create the top of my box. Now I've got another piece that is a little bit shorter, and let's reset our markers because I'll score it wrong if I don't. So we are going to keep this at the 1 1/8. We're going to keep that at 2 1/4. We're going to move this to 3 1/4. So we're going to shift over an 1/8. So we're going to move all of these over 1/8. And then here, I'm going to move it over 1/4 because this is the opposite side of my box that I'm going to get to at the end. So I'll read these off as we go. So this is 1 1/8, 2 1/4, 3 1/4, 4 3/8, 5 1/2, and 6 1/2. Hopefully I did that right. Yeah. And then we're going to rotate this and score this at 3/8 again on this one, like we did the first one. Okay, so that is my top and bottom, and you can see they're slightly different in the score lines, and one's a little bit shorter than the other. All right, let's go ahead and prep these. So of course, to me, the best way to do boxes is to get a nice good crease on each of your score lines. So I like to pull and run my bone folder on every single one of these lines first. That way I know I've got a nice good crease. It's worth taking the time to do this up front so that you have a nice crisp fold on your project. They just turn out a little bit better. All right, we're going to repeat that on this other one. I didn't do any of this ahead of time. Well, this piece. I wanted to be able to show you guys how to do it. And it really doesn't take that long to do, which is the other thing. So if you had to make a whole bunch of them, it'd be good. And these would be great for a little class treat. You could do it a little teacher gift, leave it on a coworker's desk. How fun would that be? All right. So make sure I'm going to start with my longer one first. So this is going to be the one I'm going to use on the top. I'm doing it opposite of what I did on my original, and we'll just compare those in a little bit and see why. Okay, so I want to, along this bottom, I want to clip and miter these corners. So I'm going to fold it in half and just clip through both layers. It's just faster. You don't have to do it this way, but I think it's faster. I have paper flying everywhere, so who knows, it'll fly off the camera. might not. I may end up with little bits everywhere. All right, so I've got that. I want to go ahead and miter this end here. So I'm going to go ahead and clip these. And then I want to come back to this end and clip this little right here. So let me show you what I've got going on. All right, so that is my layer. All right, I'm going to repeat and do the exact same thing on the other one. And you don't have to do these on the fold. You could do them, you know, individual if you prefer. Especially if it's hard on your hands, you may not want to do it that way, but I like it. I like it because it's fast. And again, you don't have to miter this side, but I like to. All right, so we've got both our layers there, and I got little bits everywhere. Oh, good, you guys are liking it? Oh, thank you guys for sharing. I appreciate that. If you guys are enjoying the content that I'm sharing with you, I very much appreciate you sharing that with your crafty friends as well. Just bring some awareness to my channel. It gets a little more engagement going on, which is great. People find me, yes. All right, so on each tab, I added just a little bit of tear and tape. Now, if you prefer to use Steel Plus, liquid glue, whatever makes your heart happy is what I say do. I prefer the tear and tape. Plus, it's easier to see in the video, right? All right, so I'm gonna make sure again I'm on my longer one. Let's do that one first. So I've rubbed this with the bone folder because this is pressure sensitive, which means it's gonna stick better if you rub on it first, right? And then this will fold flat to line that up. So I can just make sure I'm lined up nice and easy. Cute, I love it, I love it, I love it. So I'm gonna push these ends down and get my shape how I want it. All right, so I'm going to set that up there and I'm going to do the exact same thing with the other side, the shorter side. I'm just, at this point, I'm going to just need to make sure I keep track of which one's the shorter and which one is the longer. Although you're going to see, it's going to work either way. All right, so I've got this same thing. I'm just going to fold that closed and I've got my lovely shape and my tabs. All right, so we need something to adhere this to. So this is my shorter one. I'm going to move it out of the way. So I'm going to bring back in the fabulous, beautiful shapes dies. So if any of you joined me for the Makers Mojo event last time, which by the way, registration is open for our April event, I did something called Stack It Up, which was stacked shapes, and this works fabulously. I just created a card not too long ago with that. All right, so I have already die cut. I took the largest shape here and I cut out 2 basic black hexagons. So these are the top and bottom of the box. All right, so I'm gonna set one aside. I'm gonna keep one out. I also die cut 2 smaller ones. So I've got one that is 1 size down and one that is 2 sizes down. Okay, so these I'm going to use on the inside of the box to give it a really nice clean finish. Okay. So I am going to move the smaller one to the bottom and I'm going to keep this bigger one for the top. All right, so let's build this little guy here. Bring in my silicone craft sheet because this is a little bit messy, or it can be a little bit messy, right? All right, so here's my longer one and I'm going to make this the lid, which is opposite of my original, but that's okay. We'll look at it and see what we like better in the end. All right, so I'm just going to put a little bit of liquid glue on each of these tabs. I don't want to get it too close to the outer edge because I don't want it to spew out everywhere. But it doesn't matter if it doesn't on the inside, right? So this is going to be my lid. So I'm just going to make the pretty side. Granted, both sides will work, but there's always one that's got kind of a little nicer edge to it when you die cut, kind of like it curves the edge away from you. So that's what I want to see facing me, because this is, again, going to be my lid in the end. So I'm going to lay this on here and I'm going to just give it a little bit of a push. I don't want it to dry all the way because I need to be able to move it a little bit. And this is part of the reason I'm using liquid glue, but I want it to adhere. All right, so, well, all right, well, I'm making a mess. That's okay. All right, so I flipped it over once it grabs it just a bit. And now I'm just checking around my edges to see if I'm somewhat centered, right? Let me smooth that out of the way. Maybe you can see that. So I'm looking at this edge all the way around, and I'm trying to get this as centered and straight as I can on this lid. It might not be perfect, but remember, we're paper crafting and it's handmade, so it's not perfect, and that's okay. But hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. Got the feel for it? Okay, now I want the inside to be nice and pretty, so this is where this piece comes in. So I'm going to put some liquid glue on the back of this as well. You can use as much or as little of it as you want. And this is why I wasn't worried about the inside of my tabs getting a little crazy with glue, because they were going to be covered. Now I've got this as a pretty tight fit. It goes all the way to the edge. There's not a lot of wiggle room in this, but that's why the other one was cut smaller, because we're going to have a smaller lid there. So doesn't that just give it a nice, pretty finished touch? And you can use any of the designs in the paper pack. There's so many gorgeous ones. Yes? All right, so this is going to be our lid. Let's go ahead and create the bottom, and then we'll put this bad boy together. All right, so same thing that I just did. So this is on the shorter one. I'm going to add my liquid glue to my tabs. I'm being a little messier here. You guys know how I feel about liquid glue. There's a place for it, but sometimes it makes me angry. All right, I'm going to flip this over and go upside down, because this will be against the ground, for lack of a better way to say it. And I'm going to lay this on and hold it for just a moment again. I want it to kind of grab it. All right, no, it didn't grab it enough. See, this is why I don't like liquid glue, is it takes too long. I don't have the patience. I'm going to flip it over anyway. All right, so this, I'm going to have a wider border than what I had on the original one. So let me lift this. It is not wanting to stick. There we go. Now watch, it'll stick in the wrong place. So I'm going to have a wider edge on this, because this little insert is a little bit smaller. Remember, we scored it a little bit differently. The length is a little bit shorter. So I'm just going to give that a push. It might not be perfectly centered. It's okay. All right. Now I got the smaller designer paper hexagon that I cut, and I'm going to glue that on the inside here. All right, we're going to make that cute and pretty. So liquid glue allows me to adjust this as need be. You could use your bone folder, take your pick to slide it however you need to. I'm just using my finger until it gets sticky. But so cute, right? So now what's going to happen is this is going to slide right over the top. They're just going to interlock, nest together. So the top is over the top. Okay, so that, again, that's opposite of what I did on this one. This one, I made the smaller one slide inside the bigger one, but I think it might function a little bit better with the bigger one on top. I don't know if it really matters. Make it and then just, flip it over if you need to, but it did make a difference in which side I had facing up for my stuff there. All right, if that makes any sense. All right, now what I didn't go back and test is, will this stuff fit? Yes, it will. Yay. All right, so I took a little scrap of white, and I die cut it with this cool little label here. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's got a little bit of texture that it adds to it, this little line around it. It's kind of a fun, whimsical shape going on there. So let's bring in our foam pad. And I am going to stamp my sentiment, because I'm going to go ahead and put this down inside my box before I build the outside. That way I don't have to open it back up. So I'm bringing in my Memento black ink. And we're just going to stamp Hello Beautiful. There's some other good words that you could use. But I like this. I like the font in this one too. Kind of simple, easy. There's a little bit of scripty font. There's some block font. Now, you could pop this up if you want to. I did not. I left it flat. I didn't want to take away from the treat that I might be sliding down in. So again, I'm just going to use a little liquid glue. You could use Stampin' Seal, whatever makes you happy. I'm going to slide this down in and hopefully get it in there so that we can see it nice, cute. So now they have a little surprise beyond the candy. So you can plop your little treat down inside your box here and close your lid. Yeah, I think I like the lid being bigger than smaller. It's a little easier to get, you know, this I kind of have to pay a lot more attention. Well, maybe not too bad. I don't know. Either way will work. You just have to decide how you want to slide it. Yeah, I have to futz with this a little bit more when the lid is skinnier. So I think this is easier. A little bit easier. Okay, let's decorate our box because, you know, we got to do that. So I took some gold foil and cut out the second size here, this one right here. Got my little hexagon, and then I run it through the Hive 3D embossing folder. For whatever reason, as soon as I saw this product suite, and there's other shapes, but I went right into this shape and made me think of bees, right? Little bees. So this is where our little bee came from, and we are going to build that with the Ladybug Punch. And I thought that the hive was so stinking cute to go with it that we had to try it, right? So we've got our little hexagon in our gold foil. So we'll just add a little bit of adhesive to that. Again, I'm going to use liquid glue because of the texture of this. I think it's going to stick a little bit better because this is a pretty deep texture to this beehive here. I'm going to lay this on, give that a second to kind of secure itself. While we're letting that dry, I'm going to go ahead and do the bee. So I've got my Ladybug Builder Punch right here. And so to unlock it, you're going to slide this and it's going to open up the punch. And this is the part that you squeeze to punch. And then this is where your paper goes. So I've got my wings and the body. So I'm going to first cut out this scrap of black paper. So I'm going to slide this in. Once I get it where I want, I just give it a squeeze and it goes flying, but I've got my ladybug body. Okay. Or in this case, it's going to be a bee. And look, I have a little nick out of there because I got a little too close to the edge. That's going to be okay because we're going to cover it. So I've got my designer series paper and I'm going to slide this in. And what I'm looking for is I'm stopping at where the head is and I want my stripes going across the body. I'll just punch that off so that we can adhere there and make a little body. And then I use the same paper to cut out the wings. So I'm just going to flip it over just so I can see what I'm doing. And we'll slide it in here and we will cut a set of wings. Little polka dot wings. I think it's so cute. I did try coloring this. So it wasn't white. It was gold and black stripes, but I didn't like the way it looked. So we're doing gold and white stripes. All right. Cute. I'm glad you guys are liking this. A little liquid glue there. Get the body on. Do you guys use your silicone craft sheet a lot? I use mine all the time. If you don't have one, you don't know what you're missing. But it's a wonderful tool. All right, so I've got that. And then we're going to add our wings. I'm going to pop those up. Of course, we've got to pop some things up, right? What's a treat box without things being popped up? Backing off of those. All right, and then I will just set the wings on. Just so cute. Now, somebody said the other day that my bees needed a little stinger. So if you wanted to cut a little stinger and put it on there, should we do it? Let's see if I've got that scrap, if I can make it stick and work. Let's see. It might be a little big. Would that be cute or should we leave it off? Oh, that's kind of cute, actually. All right, I'm putting it on. I can't do liquid glue. Well, maybe I need to. There we go. That is so cute, actually, with the little stinger on there. What do you guys think? It's kind of cute. Yeah. So funny. Okay, I'm just laughing at myself. Okay, let's go ahead and put dimensionals on this because I can. One great thing about a treat box is that you can pop up as many layers as you want. No one's going to judge. If they judge, too bad. And I purposely placed those down there just to catch that little stinger. That's a delicate piece. And I thought, well, since I had it on there, I'd grab that. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I love it. All right, let's finish it off. We need a little bling. Bring in some bling. Oh yes, you totally could make a spider with Jean. Great suggestion. So Jean's talking about making this ladybug into a spider. So you could use the hexagons to create legs. That would be fabulous. Jean, can't wait to see it. Right? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring in this black glitter organdy ribbon, and we're going to tie it just around the lid here. So I used maybe 16 or so inches if you wanted to measure it out. I actually like to just leave it on the spool and tie it. So if you like to do it that way, great. If you don't and you want to cut it off, cut it off. Just leave yourself plenty of room to actually tie it, right? All right, let's go and clip that off because now I know what I'm working with. And so you can make a nice big bow. You can make the bow little, entirely up to you. This organdy ribbon is so gorgeous. Isn't that cute? I love it. So the thing I like about this one, again, putting it on the top, now my ribbon stays with my little bee, right? Where on my original one, it stays with the bottom of the box. So you could do it either way. I don't know if you guys have a preference. But again, I thought it might be nicer to have the lid bigger. So that's why I showed it to you that way. A little easier to put together. Oh, you have to get the dies. You got to get them. They're so great. You guys know that I'm going to try to convince you every month a new suite of things. So these are great basic shapes that you can use. Yeah. So nest those together. Create yourself some little spidey legs. How cute. I'm going to have to try that now that you said that. Fun, 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 fun. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Yes. And we'll give it a try. Just mix it up a little bit. So this actually is, again, a really fun product suite to work with. I'm going to bring back in this paper so you can see all the great designs they can play with in here. It's a specialty because it's got this gold fleck on it. Some pieces have more gold than other pieces, right? But it's so pretty and you can use either side of the paper. And of course, who wouldn't miss, who would want to miss this stamp set? Lots of great little elements, great sentiments. This would be a good one to put in. First of all, you're amazing. Or I miss your face. That makes me laugh. I don't know why it makes me laugh, but it does. So happy to know you. Thank you. So all these sentiments would work for what we're doing today. Sorry about the ring light there. I know it was quite the glare. All right, perfect. So thank you guys again for joining me today. I will go back through and make sure I didn't miss any questions that you might have. Again, if you're enjoying the content, please share it with your crafty friends. And if you're watching on replay, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Appreciate that as well. All right. Thanks so much. And I am excited to see you guys again next Tuesday. Oh, you know what I should show you? I do have, let me show you before I go. I have registration open for bingo right now. So my next Stampin' Bingo, we do a card class and we play some bingo, and I've got registration open right now. It ends Saturday, I believe it is. But let me show you a sneak peek of the cards. I don't know if you saw them behind my head, but I don't think I've shown them on camera yet. So let me show these to you guys. So if you haven't registered for bingo, I don't think you're going to want to miss this one. So we are featuring the Happy and Heartfelt, I think is the name of the stamp set. And we're doing slimline cards. And they're so pretty. So there's one. There's this one. And this one. So it's a 3-card class. There'll be a bonus card in there, tutorial-wise, for everybody. But it's a fun one. So I hope you guys will decide to join me if you've not joined me for bingo before. Or if you're a returning member, we already know we have lots of fun. So, all right. Thank you all so much. And I will see you next Tuesday. Bye for now.